The chair recognizes Councilman Johnson, who will present a resolution welcoming the National Football League draft. Would Peter O'Reilly, I don't know whether to call you former Eagles player or Congressman, I'm going to call you Congressman John Runyan, and our good friend Garry Cobb, please join the councilman at the podium. And joining Councilman Johnson, we have Councilman Taubenberger.
So this is a joint effort, and I learned under the explicable and dynamic leadership of my council president that all things that we do in city council is a joint effort and it's a team effort. So I'm going to ask for all of my colleagues to please join me at the podium and don their NFL draft hats, please.
Put the hats on.
So we also have, joining with us is Garry Cobb, also former Congressman of the Philadelphia Eagles, Paul Runyan, and John Runyan. And also Peter O'Reilly. And with my colleague, Councilman Al Toppenberger, we're doing a bipartisan presentation, and we won't hold it to our former congressman, Republican, so you'll give his brief background about the things he's worked on, and I'll talk about Mr. Cobb and Mr.
Absolutely. Congressman Runyan, it is a pleasure. John Runyan is the current Vice President of Policy and Rules Administration for the National Football League. Runyan is a former two-term United States Congressman from New Jersey's 3rd Congressional District. Prior to running for office, Runyan was an offensive tackle and played 14 seasons in the NFL, 9 of which were right down on Broad Street for the Philadelphia Eagles. During his 2002 season with the Eagles, Runyan was selected for the Pro Bowl. Runyan was also a member of the 2004 Super Bowl team. Runyan lives in New Jersey suburbs with his wife Loretta and 3 children. Thank you for...
Mr. Garry Cobb is the current TV and radio personality on Fox 29 and Sports Radio 94 WIP. Mr. Cobb also runs a popular Philadelphia sports website, gcobb.com. Prior to joining Sports Radio, Cobb played 11 seasons in the NFL as a linebacker, 3 of which were for the Philadelphia Eagles as a crucial member of Coach Buddy Ryan's extraordinary defense. Some of Cobb's teammates include Hall of Famers Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin. Mr. Cobb was honored in 2002 by President George W. Bush for his work with troubled youth. Mr. Cobb is married to his college sweetheart, and they have 3 adult children. Representing the NFL, we have Peter O'Reilly, who is the current Senior Vice President of Events for the National Football League. Peter O'Reilly oversees events such as the Super Bowl, Pro Bowl, NFL, Draft, and others. Peter O'Reilly is no stranger to the NFL. He previously worked for the league in the fan strategy and marketing department. O'Reilly has also worked for the NBA and on New York City's 2012 Olympic bid. Okay, that's what's up. So, it's only fitting that my colleagues who are standing on this podium here with me today, honor the NFL draft as we host them here this week and here in the city of Philadelphia. I want to say hats off to the administration, Mayor Kenny and his team, and most importantly, the First Lady of our councilman, Curtis Jones, Giselle Jones, who leads all the efforts here in the city of Philadelphia. And so, the event is hosted in the great councilmanic district of the 5th. sponsored by our Council President, Darrell Clark. But I just think as we move forward, as a city, we had the Democratic National Convention, we also had the Pope, and hosting this event is just another example of the city of Philadelphia moving in the right direction. And as the Council President always says, it's a team effort, the administration, but most importantly, members of City Council that's doing the hard day-to-day work on making sure we get things done. And so, on behalf of the city of Philadelphia, we want to welcome the National Football League draft to the city of Philadelphia, commemorating the first ever NFL draft, which took place on February the 8th in our city, 1936. Whereas the 82nd NFL draft will take place from April the 27th to April the 29th, 2017, largely centered around the Philadelphia Museum of Art and Benjamin Franklin Parkway. The event is expected to draw 200,000 football fans to Philadelphia, and
Whereas Philadelphia has a long history with the NFL draft, having played host to the inaugural draft on February 8, 1936, the Philadelphia Eagles made the first player selection. Over the course of its 81-year history, the draft has returned to the city 15 times. And whereas the NFL draft was instituted as a measure to create competitive balance in the league by allowing weaker teams from the previous season to select the most talented incoming players. As a result, the NFL has been able to create compelling competition across the league. This model has been followed by all other major American sports. In fact, there's a book about it on any given Sunday, so it proves it works. Whereas major events such as the NFL draft help to advertise the city's thriving tourism industry, the draft will draw attention to Philadelphia's many attractions and offers yet another opportunity to showcase our great city. And whereas
the citizens of Philadelphia are deeply devoted to the sports franchises that call this city home, particularly the Philadelphia Eagles, which is located in the 2nd Councilmanic District. The 2017 NFL Draft will allow Philadelphians to gather with sports fans from across the country in celebration of their favorite teams. The city of Philadelphia is proud to join with the NFL as the host of the 2017 Draft. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Philadelphia hereby welcomes the NFL Football League Draft to the City of Philadelphia and commemorates the first ever NFL Draft, which took place in the city of Philadelphia on February the 8th of 1936. And on behalf of the City of Philadelphia, we want to officially present you this citation, say welcome to the city, and thank you very much.
And the chair recognizes Mr. O'Reilly for remarks.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Johnson. Thank you so much, Councilmember Taubenberger. Thank you, Council President Clark. On behalf of the National Football League, we could not be more excited that the NFL Draft is headed home to its birthplace here in Philadelphia starting today. This city council, the mayor, everybody across the city, superintendent, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, certainly Giselle Jones and her husband have been with us throughout this process and been incredibly partners. You have embraced the NFL Draft, and I think you will see today and tonight and over the next 3 days that we at the NFL are embracing Philadelphia and bringing that to life on the national and global stage through the NFL Draft. This is, for us, one of our biggest moments, and we couldn't be more proud to be back here. It's not only about those 3 days on the Parkway, but it's everything we're doing this entire week in partnership with you in every part of the community, in schools, to make sure we leave a lasting impact here in Philadelphia. That's important wherever we go. We're thrilled to be here. The weather's fantastic, which we thank you for as well, and we are excited for a great 3 days. And I'll hand it over to my taller and more accomplished colleague, Mr. John Runyan.
Thank you, Council President Clark, Councilman Johnson, Councilman Taubenberger, and all members of council for this acknowledgement. You know, when I speak, and from my background, what this is all about, it's about teamwork. We all had a role in this. We all have a hand in this. And when you want to talk about this nation, you want to talk about the National Football League, It all started right here in Philadelphia. You know, talking about the first National Football Draft, 81 years ago here. Burt Bell started it right here at the Ritz-Carlton on Broad Street. But you know what? You want to know the irony of the whole thing? The last time the NFL draft was in Philadelphia was 1960. What happened? The Eagles won the world championship.
That's a good sign. Are you making a prediction?
Hey, another thing just to hang your hat on. So, on behalf of another former Eagle, Troy Vincent, who is actually Executive Vice President of Football Operations at the NFL and my boss, we thank you for your partnership. Between Troy and I, we know how much football means to this city. It's great to be here. And again, on behalf of the National Football League, thank you for this resolution, and thank you for your hospitality, and have a great day. The gates open at noon today.
Good afternoon, everybody. I also would like to thank the City Council, of course, for welcoming the National Football League. But I'd like to emphasize something else that these few days are about. Last night I was sitting with a young man who could very well be drafted by the Eagles. His name is Derek Barnett. He played at the University of Tennessee. I was sitting with him and his mom, and they were recounting all of the different challenges they've been through. You know, he was raised by a single mom, and they went through some tough times where they had some challenges financially, and a lot of different challenges they went through as a family. But they're able to experience what's going to be an outstanding evening for the young man and his family. And that's one of the great things about the NFL. National Football League is giving these young men a chance to live out their dream, giving a lot of young families and an opportunity to experience really some of the great things about not only our world and our country, but of course the city of Philadelphia, but being able to live out their dream. And really that's what it's all about. That's what we really expound as a country, for young folks to be able to dream of doing different things and then get the chance to experience it. And that's what we're going to see tonight. So you're going to see a lot of tears, a lot of people tearing up and crying about this experience, but we're going to all be able to enjoy it with them. So I just encourage you to enjoy this night. It's going to be a great time for everybody, and there'll be a lot of tears shed, but there'll be tears of joy, and that's what's going to be great about it. God bless you, and nice to talk to you.
Thank you, Councilman Biddies. right?